Welcome to Encounter 21, Hear from the Heroes. I'm Amanda Vikramanayaka, the National Project Manager for Outgoing Global Talent for the term 2021. I will be the moderator for Phase 1 of a series of discussions where we're bringing some of the heroes who have stepped out of their comfort zones to explore their passion through AIESEC. Joining us today is Mr. Anupama Withanage, who is currently an intern in Egypt. Good evening, Mr. Anupama. A very warm welcome to you.
Good evening, Amandi.
So, Mr. Anupama, how has your life been as an AIESEC and a foreign intern at present?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I joined AIESEC in 2017, and I've been in AIESEC for more than 3 years now. I've been working with AIESEC in Slate, AIESEC in USA, and last year I became the local committee vice president of outgoing global talent in AIESEC in University of Srijawardhanapura. So there in that role, what I had to do was to promote foreign internships for the Sri Lankan youth. So then when I was working there, when I was working with the function, I always thought that why I cannot take this opportunity, because I'm providing opportunities for the youth, for others, why I cannot be an example. So then at the end of my term, I thought of applying for an opportunity. And then I got selected. And finally, I'm working here in Egypt in a company called Divest as a software developer. And I'm having the best time of my life now. It's been more than 1.5 months. So yeah, that's how my story was started.
You brought out a very valuable point, Mr. Anupama. You said you led by example, which is one of the things that all leaders should do. I think this actually inspired all the leaders, all the young leaders to come. So thank you for that valuable point. So my next question is, how has your viewpoint evolved since the first time you thought you'd be flying to an unfamiliar country? Because we all get excited, nervous about, going out of our comfort zone, and especially flying to a different country without anyone you don't know anyone there. So that is actually a very challenging thing. So what about you? What happened to you? Like, what was your viewpoint?
Yeah, that's a good question. So my viewpoint wasn't that good at first, because Egypt is not a country Sri Lankans usually pick to travel, to explore. So I had this doubt of going to this country, and even my parents, they had doubts too about the culture, because the religious restrictions here. But anyway, nothing such happened, because it was just a perception we had. After I come here, I get used to everything here, and I got to know, I digged into the culture, digged into the style, digged into the society here. So I got to know, okay, there's nothing different. This is what we have in our mindsets. It's same like in Sri Lanka. The living is like in Sri Lanka. And the climate also. Before I come, I thought, okay, this country has deserts and it's too hot. It's hard to live in this country. But now, after it's been more than 1.5 months here, so I realized, okay, to be honest, guys, the climate is almost same like in Sri Lanka. And at night, it's too cold than Sri Lanka. If you believe me, it's too cold at nights. Sometimes have to wear jerseys at nights, and that's in summer. And when it comes to winter, every day, the whole time, the daytime and the nighttime, it's too much cold, and people wear the necessary clothes during that time. So this is the actual situation of this country. So as I said, I had a bitter perception at first, but now I realize it's not what real country is. I'm really happy about that.
Yes, exactly. Because if you want to explore the world, you definitely have to step out of your comfort zone. Then only you will learn the differences and the similarities between countries and cultures. So thank you for giving us that insight. And actually, I'm also really motivated to go on an internship right now. What are some of the challenges that you faced during the past few months? You said you've been working there for, I think, 1.5 months now. So what are the challenges that you faced during that time period? And how, like when you started that particular internship, and how did you overcome them?
Yeah, Amandi. There were some challenges, because obviously we are taking this step to move out from our comfort zone. So obviously you will face challenges. This is why we are taking this step. So when it comes to when I'm taking the challenges one by one, the first challenge was the language barrier, because in Egypt most people can't speak English. They actually never use English. They always use Arabic in their phones. Even they have numbers in Arabic. They don't have anything in the normal numbers. And especially when you are going to a supermarket, even if you see the price, you cannot see numbers. It's in Arabic numbers. It's in Arabic numbers. So it's always a problem, this language barrier, the communication. But that was at first, in the first week, it was really hard for me to, okay, how do I ask for a food when I'm going for a shop? That was a problem. But anyway, using some strategies, I was able to overcome that. I learned few numbers in Arabic, and also I was using translator, Google Translator, for most communication movements, and also using hand gestures. Okay, this is two, this is two, and this is 22. So funny sometimes dealing with the people here. But anyway, I really enjoyed to overcome that problem, the language barrier. And the second challenge was being self-dependent, being more independent, because I was a person who was living with the family, living with parents. Um, they always fed me during all this time. And after I come here, I have to wash clothes by myself. I have to cook by myself. I have to maintain the place clean by myself. I have to take care of everything of myself by myself. That's being self-dependent. That was one thing I really wanted to do, because I always cannot depend on my parents. Uh, During the time I was in Sri Lanka, I cannot do it because, Sri Lankan culture, they always take care of ourselves. Parents always take care of their kids. So they never let them to go out of the comfort zone. They never tend to let them to take many challenges. So going out of a country would also be a benefit for you to be more independent, uh, to know about yourself, to reflect about yourself. So yeah, that was the second challenge. And also the cultural aspects. This is the Muslim based country. So they have some cultural restrictions. We cannot take photos at every place because they are here, the army and the police, they are really strict. So we cannot take photos of those places, some places, government places, and we cannot take photos of army people. And there are some things, but those are minor issues, the minor things, because we have to respect their culture, respect uh, their way. And when I came here, they had the Eid celebration. That was one of their biggest festivals. So they were doing fasting throughout the day, and the shops were closed. But I really the fasting, the because I was a Buddhist person. I didn't have much friends in Muslim, but after I come here, I got to know what's the real purpose of doing fasting and being more obliged to their religion. They have their own visions, they have their own purposes. That really makes sense. So that's why I got to know from the experience of myself. So I really started to respect their culture, and I even tried the fasting for one day. Uh, that was difficult for me, but they are doing it for a long time. That's a huge commitment. That's the obligation they have towards their religion. That's not something related to religion, but that something we can get to our life for any if we have the confidence, if we can think we could do it, we can do it. Of course, we get used to do it. And also during this period, I was traveling almost every place in Egypt. So when traveling alone was a problem always. Plan the trips where I'm going, which transportation I'm taking, because country to country, the transportation methods, even it's totally different. And asking the price, as I said. So those were the challenges I had, and also at finally in my workplace. Right now, also I'm in the workplace. Um, I am here. I started to work in a new framework, new platform. I started to learn a new language called Laravel. So that's something I wasn't working with. That's something I didn't learn in Sri Lanka. So I started from the scratch. I got used to it. I got the hang of it. And finally, I'm done with my project now, the given by Divest. So I'm really happy about that as well. So those are the challenges those are the main challenges I had to face during this experience. But now I'm really satisfied. I managed to overcome everything, and now I'm in a good position to say I am uh, a confident person.
Yes. Throughout your speech, what you said, this point was highlighted. Your personal life will be developed because you will become self dependent. No one's going to be there for you. You have to do everything by yourself. So it shows that going for an internship through AIESEC not only professionally develops you, but also personally. So I think from the next question, you can explain more of the personal development to our youth. We know that the culture in Egypt is very different from Sri Lanka. Could you share with us a few of your experiences, maybe places you visited? If you can share like pictures and explain it to us, it would be great because our potential youth can see how much foreign internships can develop them, not just professionally, but personally as well.
Yeah, sure. I made a little presentation, including the pictures I took here. But at first, I would like to say, guys, there was no a huge difference in the culture. This is what we thought. This is what I thought earlier, but there wasn't a huge difference. It's almost same. That's what we think. So yeah. Anyway, this is what I was doing. This is my project I was doing in the company. I was creating the Divest official website with the front end and back end because I'm came here as a full stack developer. Now I'm almost done with this project. And also when it comes to the workplace, this is my workplace. This is the co-workers here. They are really nice. They were really helpful for me at the beginning, from the beginning, because I was new to this company, and also this is the first time they were having a foreign employee. So I was enjoying the time with the office. I really like to be in the office most of the times. Yeah, that is about my office. So you also, if you are interested in the foreign internships, you would get a workplace. Mostly will be nice people. And these are the different types of people I met during this period. A lot of people from different parts of this country, different cultures, different areas of this country. They were really nice. And some people, when I went to especially I would like to say, when I went to a saloon, they offered me foods. And also when we were walking on the roads, people came and invited us for foods, for meals, for their homes. And also when we go to a shop, we always had a good welcome. And I was living with a mate from Brazil. So we are really, we are like, yeah, right. We are like really close friends because we cook together. Okay, we plan everything for together. We do everything for together because we were living in one flat, one floor, and we were having separate rooms. Yeah, the people are really nice because before I come, I thought, okay, Sri Lankans are the best. They have that kind heart. They have the melting hearts. But everywhere you could meet people like that, because I met those people in Egypt. And regarding the traveling experiences, I first visited Cairo, which is the capital. Right now, I'm living in Mansoura, which is not a big city, which is not a very urban city, but it's a normal city. Um, so Cairo is a bit far from here, around 2 or 3 hours. So Cairo is the capital. So I visited every place in Cairo, and the camels, the pyramids, and the museum. Yeah, pretty much everywhere. And I met nice people there. And the black and white desert, of course, we couldn't have this desert experience anywhere else other than Egypt or any Middle East country or any country which has deserts. So I really wanted to spend a night in the desert. So I went on this black and white desert tour. This desert consists of the sand and stones of black and white. And as I said, guys, if you believe me, this is freaking cold at night, the desert. This is not what I thought earlier. Yeah, this is new to me, and I really enjoyed. And also Alexandria. This is in the north side of Egypt, which witnesses for a huge history of great Alexandria. Uh, so I visited a lot of places in Alexandria, and they have from area to area they have different aspects of culture and the transportation method, their way of living. Uh, they are a bit different. And North Coast, it's of course beautiful sea. They have beautiful coastal area, and the Luxor and Hurghada. Luxor has most of the historical places. They have thousands of tombs, temples, and historical arts. They are the born place of most of the historical arts in Egypt. Uh, yeah, I was enjoying that tour too. And Sea Oasis, this is one place I went last week. This is in the eastern part of Egypt. This is a salt lake. We can float on the water. This is one experience we cannot get from any other country. If you go to a European country, you cannot get this experience. Yeah, uh, it was totally a nice experience. And also these were the challenges I faced because I always took care of myself and in terms of safety, COVID regulations, because the COVID is still there. It doesn't matter in which country, COVID is still there. So I had to protect on myself, and I was using always the safety precautions. Yes, that was something I want to share, and also I'm planning to. I have a lot of videos recorded in my GoPro, so I will do a vlog or a after movie very soon after my experience. Then probably the AIESEC guys would be able to see that. So yeah, thank you. I took you around Egypt.
Yes. Thank you so much for those experience sharing. Honestly, it's really exciting to see all of those and to personally experience. I would really love to personally experience all of that. Thank you so much for sharing those with us. And I'm pretty sure the youth will get an idea as to what they'll be expecting when they go to a foreign internship and what they can get, the experience that they can get. Thank you so much again for sharing all these wonderful experiences. So, the next question, could you tell us how AIESEC has been with you throughout these months, throughout the process amidst the global pandemic and the uncertainty of this situation? How is the home entity and the host entity constantly supporting you throughout it?
Yes, for sure, I have to mention that it's all because of AIESEC organization. So from the home entity, from AIESEC in USA, I got every support. Since I was the vice president, I couldn't, I didn't want to get much information about the applying process or the normal process. So with that situation, I I didn't get much support from AIESEC University, but I know we are AIESEC as AIESEC in as a home entity. They are willing to give you each and every support from the applying process and the interview facing and creating your CV and getting flight tickets and also the visa process. There's a huge process before this experience. So they were always, they will be always there during each and every step, because I hadn't gone through this experience by myself earlier. Um, so I got the support from my home entity at first before I come, and host entity, especially I would mention AIESEC in Mansoura. They were really responsive. They were really active, and when I was going through a technical task, so during the task also they were there for any clarifications. And after I come here, they have done amazing welcome, and they are like, we are having a meeting. They organized a meeting with me to understand the culture and how to deal with the people here and the language problems. So we were discussing in this about regarding these issues, these aspects in the very first week. So they were there at this step too. And I'm having an EP buddy for myself, because I have one person I can anytime I can talk to if I want something to be done, if I want something to know, if I want any clarifications, I would talk to him. So you also, if you are going for an internship, you will get an EP buddy to yourself, who will be taking care of yourself individually. Yeah, so for the support overall, home entity and the host entity, they were given, they gave me the maximum support from beginning to the end. Even today, still they are taking care of me. They are asking, okay, how you're doing, how is the accommodation, how is the workplace, and what are your future plans, how you are going back, how you are taking the PCR test. So blah blah blah, everything, everywhere they are there. They were there. So I really appreciate the support given from AIESEC.
Thank you so much for ensuring our potential youth that AIESEC will be with them throughout their process, like from A to Z, they'll be there with them. Because if not, they'll have insecurities as to whether they'll be stranded or whether they'll be alone. But thank you for clearing out that doubt. So, my last question for you, Mr. Anupama. As an AIESECer interning in a foreign country, what is that one message that you would like to convey to the youth of Sri Lanka who would be willing to fly for a foreign internship?
Yeah. So not only for the not only for the people who are willing to go for an internship, but in general, I would like to say, if you would like to change your life with with an experience like this, don't be late, because this is the right time. Most people think, okay, COVID is a problem. During this period, I cannot do anything because everything has become virtual. When I left the country, even this situation was there. If I thought I wouldn't be able to do anything with COVID, I wouldn't be here now. I would have been stuck at home now in Sri Lanka. So likewise, if you really want to get the experience, this is the right time, guys. You can turn this negative situation into a positive situation. You can make it by yourself. So if you think like me, if you think your life, uh, you'll give you want to develop your life, you want to change your life with a foreign internship like this rather than doing a local internship, it's time for you to talk with any AIESEC representatives. You can get the support from A to Z, and you can apply for the desired opportunity, desired job role that you are passionate in, and also you can select the country you want. So I would highly recommend everyone to join with AIESEC, because AIESEC is the world's largest youth run organization. If you really want to go for an internship, I think this is one and only option you have. So try that out, because the life is for that. Life is to explore new things, to not to be a typical person, be a very specific person that you can be a competition for at any place. So take this opportunity, that I would highly recommend from my own experience.
Thank you so much, Mr. Anupama, for that valuable message. You are telling us that our life is in our hands and we can decide for us. And if you want to develop yourself, then take the decision, take this challenge, and go for a foreign internship through AIESEC and develop yourself. So thank you so much for that message. So Christopher Reeve once said, a hero is an ordinary individual who finds strength to persevere and endure despite overwhelming obstacles. Mr. Anupama, thank you so much for accepting our invitation, taking time off your busy schedule and participating in Encounter 21 to share your wonderful experiences, motivating the potential youth of Sri Lanka and making them see the value of going for a foreign internship opportunity through AIESEC. We wish you the best of luck with all your future endeavors. Thank you so much for taking your time and coming for this. It was a pleasure having you. And we
Thank you. Thank you
no,
for inviting me, Amanti, and also it's always pleasure to be with you guys, share my experience with you guys.
thank you so much for motivating us. So we will soon meet with phase 2 of Encounter 21. Till that, I'm Amandi Vikramanayaka signing off as your moderator for phase 1 of Encounter 21. Good night and stay safe.